Well, good day. Goeiedag, molweni namhlanje, dumelang, sawubona. And I'm the Deputy Dean in the Faculty of Science. Normally, I am the Professor of Chemistry in the Chemistry Department here at Mandela University. So just a brief welcome to everybody who is online and who is here at the venue, and welcome especially to the first years of 2023, their parents and guardians and colleagues from here at NMU. Welcome to everybody. We are, of course, one of 7 faculties here at Nelson Mandela, so we're especially excited that you have chosen to study with us for this stage of your career. And we are, of course, committed to discovering, educating, and engaging to change the world. Just a little bit on the procedures for the day. I will shortly invite the Dean to do the welcome and the presentation of the faculty, followed by myself, who will give some important information around orientation and any other important details, as well as handle some questions and answers from you after that and on the chat space online. So I'll ask my colleagues, of course, here, the HODs and DOSs, to respond to the chat space in real time, and they will also bring back some questions there that might be important for everybody else who is here. Just one little thing, we will come off load shedding, so there might be a glitch, but we're hoping that things will move smoothly without hesitation. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Professor Muronga, to give his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chentu. Good evening to all our new students and their parents, departmental heads, academic staff who are here, and all participants who are joining us via the YouTube online. It is indeed a great honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the newly named Inkanyezi building, which means the star. So you have come to really the place where we make stars, the place where the star lead, we follow the star. But also in Africa, when there is a star, a great star, it's a place for us to come and meet and discuss. And this is where you will see that we discuss science in the Faculty of Science. You have made the right choice. All those of you are online and those who are here inside the auditorium of Inkanyezi building, you will not regret. I'm meeting here the future leaders in science, and I'm hoping that in 3 years' time, the parents will come back in 3 years' time when the students cross the stage. And that's my hope. I'm hoping to see the class of this year crossing the stage in record time, not in 7 years. And parents, please take note that we need to come in 3 years' time, not in 7 years' time. So I'm hoping to see the parents in 3 years' time as we celebrate the achievements of this class of 2023. I'm going to then go through the presentation, which is the presentation of the Faculty of Science. I hope I will be able to go up and down. So about the Faculty of Science, our motto, as you can see, it's we are interested in discovering through research. We are interested in educating the mind, the soul, and the heart of our students. But not only that, we are interested in engaging the parents, and engaging the students, but in engaging the communities. So as a student of Faculty of Science, you will see that engagement is very important in the Faculty of Science. And about us, we aspire to be a world-class, engaged and transdisciplinary African Faculty of Science. And as students of Faculty of Science, we want you, when you finish here, to go and solve the world's problems to change it for better. Yeah? That's the goal. It's not only the vision of me, it's not only the vision of Prof. Chentu or the HODs or the academics, but it's the vision of us and you as the students. You have to have a vision when you start your classes. What are you going to use this knowledge for? It has to be used to change the world for better. We promise also through our mission that we're going to offer a diverse range of life-changing experiences. When you get out of here, you should get experiences that will change your life. Yeah? If we don't, parents, please come back and say, you promise that you will give my child a life-changing experience. So what happens? So this is the promise, because it's our mission. If we don't live up to this, therefore, please do come and engage with us. In order to achieve this, we do have values, and this is very important, that all new students and our all new staff members, when they come to Mandela University, we have values, respect for diversity. That's very important when you come to, especially to this Faculty of Science that aspire to be truly African Faculty of Science. So respect diversity, but we need excellence. It's not just science for the pure making of science. We produce stars. I can just give one example of our own graduate who won last year's international competition on FameLab, a student from Faculty of Science at Nelson Mandela, at international stage. So that speaks of excellence. Then you are in the right place. The value of Ubuntu. I'm going to give this challenge to our new students. If you see in our classrooms, if you see the way you received by your departments, if this value is not shown to you, please write to me that you don't see Ubuntu in the spaces that you are in. We cannot just put these values there just for the sake of putting them. We want you to also hold us accountable, but we expect the same when you interact with your staff members, with your HODs, with your directors of school. Please show that you do have Ubuntu, and you should expect the same from your lecturers. Social justice and equality. This is very important, given that we are at Mandela University. We do not want to do science for the just sake of science. We want science that will go and solve societal problems so that we can address issues of society. Integrity. If you have done your matric and your grade 11 during online, and some of the homeworks you're just copying online, this value speaks against that. It says, no, don't go and copy online. Yeah? It says you must submit your own work. Okay? Environmental stewardship, we're a Faculty of Science. If you see that the department or the classroom or the spaces that you are in, it's not environmental friendly, you should speak up. You should write in the suggestion box to say, but you said environmental stewardship, but I don't see this department or this faculty adhering to that. Don't expect that it will be me coming to tell you. You also have the responsibility to tell us, to say, but what about environmental stewardship? Responsibility. You have the responsibility to make sure that in 3 years' time, you cross the stage. It starts with responsibility. Handing assignment in time and not saying there was no data without telling the teacher or your lecturer that actually I will not be able to hand in because there is load shedding. You don't say those things afterwards. No? You tell them as they happen that, look, because of these challenges, I won't be able to do 1, 2, 3. That's fine. And at least if you can have proof of that, if it's the area that we know that there was load shedding, that's a proof enough. But if you come later and said, oh, by the way, because we could have assisted you, we could have told you to go to a venue on campus that have got connectivity and no load shedding. Safety and wellness. This is our very important value in the Faculty of Science. You don't just walk in our laboratories without going through the training for safety and well-being. So these are our values that we expect you to adhere to them. Yeah. And the brand promise that we already promised you is you will discover a whole lot of scientific concepts. You will get the education you will learn. And of course, we will engage together to change the world. So we have what we call graduate attributes. So to parents, this is very important. The so what question. After teaching, after lecturing, after training these students in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, when you have to do your master's and your honors, your doctorate, or if you go to work for any industry, private company, big government, how will we know that you are coming from Mandela University, Faculty of Science? These are the traits that you will see our graduates. They will have in-depth disciplinary knowledge as a foundation. If somebody said, I'm a computer scientist from Mandela University, the way they will be talking to you will be unique because they will have the in-depth knowledge. Yeah? And that in-depth knowledge, they are going to use it to solve complex problems. If you are a computer scientist and there is a pandemic, what will be your role? As a computer scientist, you should come and assist us to solve the problem of a pandemic, to solve the problem of climate change, to solve the problems of hunger. Yeah? That's why we want to train you. If we train you, but you cannot solve those problems, we will have failed. We want people who can count, yeah? And people who can read. But most importantly, people who can solve problems. That's very important. Yeah? But we also want ethical, accountable, and students of integrity. Yeah? That's what we are saying. And when you get employed or when you open your own company, people will know that you have these traits. You should be able to be creative, be innovative, and you should have a mind. By the time you finish, you should have a mind of creating jobs, not a mind of having the certificate and go and ask for a job. That's what we want to train you for here in the Faculty of Science. Yeah? And of course, we want people who have got intra and interpersonal skills. Social skills are very important. Not only being excellent by getting distinctions, without social skills, you will not be employed, even if you have got distinctions. Yeah? So today, people are looking for people who can work with each other. Yeah? That's why we need also strong communication skills. The skills that I've just outlined, those are the attributes that we also want our professors to have. Yeah? Of importance for our professors is that they have to be student-centric and they have to be compassionate with their students. Yeah? They will be open-minded and, of course, they will be able to assist you as well. Okay? And we are actually pleased to have visionary leaders in our staff members. So the Faculty of Science, it is spread across 5 campuses. The South Campus, this is where you are, and you're at Inkanyezi Building, South Campus. Some of you will be attending on the North Campus. We also have colleagues 4 hours away from here in the Western Cape Province. That's the George Campus. Okay? And then we have the Ocean Sciences campus, our newest campus, for those who will end up studying ocean sciences at postgraduate study. And then we have got the Mission Vale campus. That's where our medical school is. We do have our programs there as well. We currently have schools. By the time you graduate, these schools will have become clusters. But currently we have got the School of Biomolecular and Chemical Sciences, the School of Computer Science, Mathematics, Physics, and Statistics. We also have the School of Environmental Sciences. We also have a school in George, which is the School of Natural Resources Management, and now it's a cluster of Natural Resources Sciences and Management. These are the programs, if you didn't know, that we have in the Faculty of Science. We also have higher certificate in field fire management, that's in George. We also have diplomas, agricultural management, analytical chemistry, chemical process technology, forestry, game ranch management, nature conservation, polymer technology, and wood technology. And on the degrees, we do have Bachelor of Science General. We also have Bachelor of Science specializing in biochemistry, chemistry, microbiology, and physiology. We have biological sciences, computer sciences, environmental sciences, geosciences, which is an integration of geography and geology. We also have the physical sciences and mathematics. In addition, that was for the mainstream. We do have an extended program for those who have registered to say, I don't want to rush, but I want to take my studies at a pace that I will be able to finish in 4 years instead of 6 years. So there is this BSc extended program, which is coordinated by Dr. Walton. And if you have got problems or you want to ask questions today, we have Penny. Where is Penny? Penny is there. If you can stand up for those who want to ask about extended programs. But beyond today, please write to Dr. Walton on this program and how it works. And of course, we have got a list of subjects. This list of subjects, they follow pretty much the departments that we have. You can go all the way with applied maths, botany, biochemistry, computer science, chemistry, geography, geology, microbiology, mathematics, physics, physiology, statistics, and zoology. If I missed anything, the Deputy Dean will assist us. So, because this is registration time, and you're going to have orientation still next week, the Deputy Dean will outline a program of next week and beyond. These are the people that are in the front office. The front office, for those who are here, is just outside this door on your left. That's the front office where you will find people who will assist you with all these problems, but I think they are also here. If you are here, please stand up so that people see you. They don't have to really ask who is who. Fiona, is Fiona here? Fiona is not here. Fundiswa. Elise is in George. Tessa is dealing with postgraduate students. But these are the people that you should go and speak to about admissions, about if you have applied but now you want to change. Yeah, they are the ones that will be handling everything, but you will have people who will tell you how to do such changes here. And our faculty admin manager is Mr. Sihle Kuzwayo, also in the front office. So just across the office, in case next week you want to do something, come to Nkanyezi building, go to the admin office of the Faculty of Science. And as I've said, you will have a whole lot of support during your studies here. We have lecturers, we have got tutors, you've got demis, we have got SI leaders who will be assisting you. And we have our academic advisor, who is Ms. Penny Litau. She's there. if you need any advice, which subjects to combine and not combine. But not only that, you need to actually take note of Penny's role. She will be guiding you for the next 3 years. So you need to not wait until the 3rd year when you know that things are not working and said, hey, by the way, things are not working. By the end of 1st semester, you should recognize that you've got problems, and you should speak to the academic advisor to assist you to navigate the life of studying in the Faculty of Science, okay? And now we do have the School of Biomolecular and Chemical Sciences, and these are the people that I'm going to ask them to stand so that if you are having subjects in this school, you know who they are. The current acting director of school, Dr. Sangoti, that's Dr. Sangoti, as the director of the whole school, yeah? So as a student, you don't start by going to her, yeah? You don't say, hey, I've seen there is a director of school. You don't go to her because she will send you back. So don't waste your time and energy by going to the directors of schools. And you might find that it's a new director of school altogether also. We do have the head of the biochemistry and microbiology, Dr. Somaya. There is Dr. Somaya at the back. So biochemistry, microbiology, after this, go and speak to Dr. Somaya. And then we also, in chemistry, head of chemistry department, Dr. Ogunlaja Adeni. Where is Adeni? Yeah, there is Dr. Adeni, chemistry. If you want any information, please go to them. Even throughout the week during orientation, not necessarily only today. And we have Prof. Hajira Davids in human physiology. Is Hajira here? Okay, I do not see Prof. Davids, but outside you will find some colleagues in human physiology department. And then let's move to the School of Computer Science, Mathematics, Physics, and Statistics. And here are the people that you will meet. The acting director of school is Dr. Maritz, sitting in front. That's the director of school. When everything else fails, please go to the director of school, yeah? Only when everything else fails, yeah? But usually things don't fail, because if they fail, which means we are failing on our values of making sure that you should get the assistance you need. And we have in Computing Sciences Department, we have Prof. Jean Kreiling, who is the acting HOD. That's Prof. Jean Kreiling for those of you in Computing Sciences. And in Physics, I think we have somebody representing the HOD. That's Prof. Ernst van Dijk. So he's representing Prof. Andre Venter today. And the next weeks, please speak to Prof. Ernst van Dijk. And in Mathematics Department, we have Dr. Willard Mbava. Do we have Willard here today? Willard is not here today, but he will be of assistance, of course. And in statistics, we have Dr. Warren Brittany. In Statistics Department, please go to Dr. Brittany for any statistics-related matters. And then we have our environment. We cannot live without our environment. And in the School of Environmental Sciences, we have acting director of school. I think she sent her an apology. Oh, she's here. Apologies. That is Prof. Campbell. Once again, you have to first go to your lecturers, then HODs before you go to the director, yeah? We do have heads of departments. Dr. Musa Kapai in agriculture. Do we have Musa here today? Not with us, okay. But that's Musa for those in agriculture. And for zoology, it's Matthias here. We have Mr. Matthias Potkiter, that's in zoology. You need to go and speak to him. And for geosciences, we have got Dr. Anton Devet. I saw him. There is Dr. Devet for geology and geography and geosciences. And then for the school in George, For those who are joining us in line, most of you will be interested in what's happening in George. We have the following personnel. For the director of school, we have Prof. Josh Lowe. He is in George. And we have for the head of Department of Forestry, we have Mr. Tian Pool. Head of Nature Conservation, we have Prof. Jan Fenter. And for Agricultural Management, we have Mr. Johan Jordan. So these are the people who are in the George campus. And we have the people who have been communicating with some of you, and they will be sending you messages about what's happening in the faculty, yeah, including opportunities, yeah. Don't neglect and ignore the messages coming from here, because they will tell you that there is an international competition, and you will miss the opportunity to win an international competition if you neglect the communication from them. And of course, when you have spoken to everybody else and you go back home to the parents and there is nothing else, you don't go to the Vice Chancellor of the university, you come to my office now. Yeah? You don't write to the Vice Chancellor, because maybe you'll say, well, without the Director of School, so where do we go? We have the Deputy Dean, Prof. Zenikele Chentu, and we have got the Secretary, whom you will find in the offices in the second floor at the top upstairs in this building. So the building known as Inkanyezi, which is the star. If you haven't seen the star above the building, you have to come to the second floor, yeah? That's where you will get guidance should everything else fail. We will assist you. And in doing so, we want you to go out there and change the world. Thank you very much, Prof. Chentu.
Thank you, Professor Muronga, for that presentation. What I'm going to do now is just outline some of the programs that are going to take place as we shift forward with the orientation program. And also, please do pay attention to some of the contact details that I'm going to provide, because I understand that some students still have some challenges with funding agencies that they are dealing with, as well as registration matters. So just pay attention to some of the contact details that I will put forward, and then I will end with some frequently asked questions in our faculty. And then we will have a Q&A session here in the venue, and those that are online are already being responded to, but we will also flag some of the things that come out of there. And then eventually then we'll visit the departments outside in their stalls. So let's just outline where we are. Of course, it's been a very tight program. The results were released on the 20th, and things had to happen very quickly to get the students here. But of course, we're at the stage now where the students can be in residences from today. And this is one of the last Dean's welcome or faculty welcomes for this year. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll have the VC's welcome at the Sports Center, but it will also be streamed live on the university YouTube channel. But just to note that, of course, next week a lot of activities will be happening in the residences mostly, from the 6th to the 10th. But of course, there is a program for orientation where you will find some material online from the faculty. So I will also share that link here, but you can also go on the faculty website and you will find that orientation program. And then from the 13th to the 17th, of course, we will also, most of the time for the BSc students will be here when we have a program. But some of the programs will be at North Campus. And of course, all of that will be in the orientation program, but it will mostly be faculty-based orientation the week after next week. And on the 13th, the BSc will be right at this venue, while the diplomas might be at a different venue, but the schedule will be provided. It's also on the social media platforms of the university, the orientation schedule. But just for you to have a sense of what it looks like something like this when you find the document. If you want to find it on the faculty website, there is the link for the faculty website to find that document. And of course, we are here now on the 3rd, and of course, tomorrow at the Sports Center, and then it goes on and on and on. But you don't have to go to every event that you see on the program. It needs to be relevant to you. For example, this one on Monday 6th, it's for international students only. But what you see for the BSc programs, a similar program appears for the other ones as well. And where they need to link, the diplomas, where they need to link together, as you can see in this event, we are all in one event. Even those that are on YouTube channel, we are all in one space. But at times, the diplomas have their own program while the BSc has its own program. Okay, so please do take this link down and make sure that you can get hold of this document. It's also on social media platforms so that you have this schedule for the next 2 weeks. Today, we don't have to worry about programs themselves. So in that whole program that I've outlined just the first few days of it. On the 13th, the BSc group will be here, both BSc and BSc Extended, while in that week I've spoken about the diplomas might be elsewhere. So a lot of advice will be provided. So I don't want us to worry about what subjects will I be taking. We're going to deal with all of that, this conundrum. There's a lot that one can take in the BSc. So I just don't want people to worry, and don't rush also into registration if you're not sure what you want to take. So rather hold back. I mean, registration is going to go all the way to March, but of course, the sooner you register, the better. We can assist you with this starting on this day, because there's so many subjects out there that you can choose from. So we have a day, half a day, to deal with just the curriculum. Okay, now here are these important offices that I'm talking about, because people might have challenges with many of these matters, and at the faculty level, we may not be able to answer to everything, especially ones related to finance, accommodation, etc., etc. So please take note of these contact details so that you can make use of them to engage with the respective offices. Now coming to some of the frequently asked questions. Of course, this link contains all the frequently asked questions across the spectrum of the university. So if you go into that link, you will find everything there is, whether it's about accommodation, whether it's about studying at NMU or particular program, you will find it on this link. But I've just pulled out a few that make sense to us. And one of them is a question of where will we be studying from, right? So am I expected to come to campus? The question is, yes, you're expected to at least be in Port Elizabeth or Gqeberha and in George, because some of your programs, it might be a mix of face-to-face and online, which is hybrid mode, and some may be fully face-to-face, but there's also the laboratories. There are subjects with laboratories where you need to be there at least once a week per subject in first year, and a couple of first-year subjects have the practical work. So you do need to be in Gqeberha. Even those that are still online at home, just ensure that you try and make your way to Gqeberha as quickly as possible. I do understand that, of course, accommodation is a challenge for some, while funding is not released by the respective institutions that will fund you. But come 20 of February, when we start lectures, we expect everybody to at least be in class, because there will be no catch-up classes if somebody is not here. So even if you are not registered, as long as you have got a full acceptance, what we call firm acceptance, that you have been accepted into the program, come to classes, come to labs, because we will not have a catch-up session. So if you are still at home, please do find a way to get to Gqeberha at least before the 20th of February when lectures start. And of course, if you want to change a program, there's a provision for that. It's open as we speak. It opened on Monday, and it's going to close on the 10th. But probably don't rush into this. Maybe speak to the faculty manager and colleagues like Fiona, because already they will advise you what to register as we begin to speak with you on the 13th as well. You might be sitting in a BSc General that the Dean outlined, but then you might have an interest in the physical science and mathematics. So generally then you'll be channeled there to register there from the General BSc. So rather let the office assist you with the change that you want to make so that it is well coordinated. And of course, you can, of course, contact the people here to help you with that. But rather than just go online and do it, rather we work it internally because we can also advise you what to take. And of course, who to contact to do anything of that nature in the faculty. It's a question of who are the administrators, and here are the contact details. You've seen some of the faces, but of course for the BSc and BSc Extended, we've got Fiona, and we've got Fundiswa for the diplomas, and of course at George we've got Elise, and the rest are postgrad programs. Now, just to conclude again with some of the important information here, and of course, what we call first year success is the orientation program itself. So it's designed to actually settle you here during your transition. And you will have first year success buddies. If you're already in residence, you will have noted some students who are helping you through process. So there will be some first year success buddies who are going to assist you to settle here. Even with the orientation schedule itself, they will tell you where you need to be at which time, but do pull it out yourself so that you also know where you need to be. And of course, online registration is already out. But if you're not sure what you want to register, rather again, come to the faculty or wait for the 13th when we give curriculum advice so that you take the right subjects instead of having to change your subjects after having registered them. As said, up to the 10th of February, the change can be made. But I'm advocating for getting advice before you make such a change. And of course, there will also be assisted registration at the Sports Center, where the VC will be speaking tomorrow from the 6th, that is Monday, up to the 16th of February. There will be people assisting there permanently every day with people that have registration challenges. And of course, at faculty level, the manager, Sihle, will speak about the faculty processes as well in that slot that we have for the BSc. Okay, and of course, lectures start on the 20th. So I'm advocating for everybody to try and be at on. The director can respond.
Yeah, but the director's not hearing you now.
No, the one
Oh,
here.
no, from George.
No, the one here. I mean.
Oh, okay, so
yeah.
you can respond. Yeah, and then there's just a
It's the
question
same
about
thing. Is it an orientation program issue?
for George.
For George, it
Yeah.
is going to be on the same science faculty website that I pointed to there.
Okay.
The George one is also there. And
Okay.
at the same time, it's on all social media platforms of the university. They were put out today.
Yeah.
And of course, we have also linked it to the faculty orientation website as well. So George has a specific program of their own when it comes to
So they must
orientation.
just check the website.
Yeah.
And then there's a question, a dangerous question. This guy says he's provisionally accepted. Can he come to campus?
No. No, you need a firm acceptance. Director can respond there. You need a firm acceptance to the university, to the program, for you to come to campus. If it's provisional, it means it has not been dealt with fully.
Hi. Hi, I just wanted to add with respect to the timetable. In the worst case scenario, the first lecturer that you see, for example, in the diploma of analytical chemistry, by then the timetables will be finalized. We will also have physical copies to assist those students who maybe were not able to print or maybe access online. So just to put you at ease, we normally have plan B. Let's start with A first. We normally have plan A, then plan B to back up plan A, then C, and so forth. So just for the students, especially the first year students that are often freak out when they can't access their timetable, if you can't, just make sure you go to the first class. And normally, physical manuals of those timetables will also, in some instances, made available to you. I would encourage the students to become fast friends with the other students, so that to minimize chances of getting lost on the campus, because the campus can become a tad big. So the sooner you socialize, the better. By the way, welcome.
There was a question over there. Okay.
Just to follow up, all of these students probably were doing computer literacy. So at my table, we've got a page here that says the first contact sessions, etc. And from there on, we'll help them further. So I've got a page here with all the details at computer science.
Perfect. We'll also revisit that on the 13th when we deal with curriculum as to who should do that computer science course. There was a question at the back. You had one, a second one, yeah?
I just want to ask about the student portal. How do they get a password to log on to the student portal? Because when they've registered now with a student name and a PIN, but how do they get onto the portal? Do they need a password? How do they get that?
Penny?
Thank you. One of the first things that will happen during the orientation period is the success buddies will also assist with this, is they will be taken to the ICT help desk or to a computer lab where they will be guided through the process of registering on the system. The first time they try and go onto the system, they will be given a generic password, and they will then change the password to a password of their choice. So they will be guided through that process during the orientation program.
There's still space in the program for one or two questions. Doc, have you found anything online? Are you answering online? Anything of particular that would be of interest to people here? No. Not at this stage, okay.
I think an important question that somehow needs to be addressed there, I've had questions from computer science students that are struggling to register online. So I think they must probably be recommended to rather come to the sports center, because they're unsure and they don't know where to go and who to help. The online registration is not always seamless.
Yes, I did put it here, that from the 6th, which is Monday next week, there will be administrators at the sports center who can assist with registration face-to-face, and that will continue up to the 16th of February. Last question. Okay, I think we can then bring, okay, there's one question that side.
Sorry, just to ask about next week's registration. When I had a look, the BSc was only on the 16th. It didn't say that we could go the entire week to solve these problems. Is it from the 13th to the 16th? Can we go any time, or is it there a specific slot only on the 16th that we can go get assisted registration? Because that's the way it was on the website.
Yeah, Jade, okay, there is Sihle. Jade, yeah. Right next to Jade is Sihle, who can assist with that.
Thank you. Registration for BSc face-to-face is 16th. But the date that you see there is for the whole university.
So Sihle, so they cannot go before that. Is it just one day for the BSc? Can they not, you will not have staff there the entire time?
No, but they can come to us here.
So they can come to you here instead of going there? Yeah. Okay, perfect. I think that clarifies it. Thanks. If there's really a burning one now, we can do it. If there's one we've really missed. And if not, we can bring the session to a close. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks to the new Madibas for visiting us this evening, and to the parents and guardians. We look forward to working with you for the next 3 years. As my dean said, we want you to be here for 3 years and complete the program in 3 years. And so we hope that you will have a fruitful time here. So what I will do now is just invite you to interact with departments in the stalls and have some refreshments. And you can chat, of course, to staff. There's other staff here from many departments. Thank you.